Many men are turning savage in this dating game. They're like, you know what? F that. I'm just gonna go savage. And a lot of young ladies are noticing this because I've been seeing it and I've been hearing it. A lot of women, man, and I'm gonna give a brief synopsis on it and I'm gonna get further into detail about it. A lot of young ladies, when they are younger, they have this mentality of, life is my oyster. I can get any guy I want. A lot of them have multiple men that they're talking to. It's like they take advantage of it. It's sort of a gluttony. And a lot of these guys that are part of the men that get played, when they grow up, they start taking on the villain. Right? And I'm not talking about I'm talking about good men. I'm not talking about fake nice guys. I'm not talking about the guys that just pretend to be nice and pretend to be this righteous guy, but deep down inside, when they get what they want, when they get the kitty, they just bounce. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about good men that actually want a relationship and all of that. That's who I'm talking about. A lot of these guys are just leaving the dating game altogether, or they're taking the savage route, and I'm gonna get into it. This is Tarik Talks, and let's get into how a lot of men are taking this monster route. Right? And this is not condoning it. This is just an observation. Like I said, I've been seeing this. I have been observing this. A lot of young ladies are starting to complain now, and I'm not talking about these TikTok videos of chicks getting on there like, oh, this guy flaked on me and all that, ghosted and stuff. That's a part of it. That definitely is a part of it, because now we're seeing it's backfiring. But I'm talking about in real life, these guys are just not playing fair. And the thing about it is, a lot of women are like, well, hey, we're just doing what men do and stuff like that. Let me tell y'all something. The guys that they're talking about, the ones that do that they're doing what they do, as in we're just doing what the men are doing, those men that they are talking about are a very small percentage of men. The guys that are players, the guys that get a lot of action, the guys that are really out there. And I made a video about this that says not a lot of men get play like that. Not a lot of men get play like that. Most men want a relationship. Most men want a stable household. Now, am I saying that there's men out there that cheat? Am I saying that there's not? Of course not. Of course there's men out there that are like that. On both sides. There's both men and women that cheat, okay? But I'm talking about decent guys who just want a family, who just want something stable and real. Call them average guys or working Joes, whatever the hell you want. Guys that don't really club and party like that. I'm talking about those type of guys. Those type of guys get played. And the ones that the chicks are talking about are only a small percent. And unfortunately, those are the main guys that a lot of chicks go for. The thing about it is, a lot of these spaces talk about the 10% and all that. Man, you know what? That's kind of true in some aspects. Not saying that only 10% of men on earth get play. I'm saying a majority, right? And we can take this geographically. We can take this in communities, right? I'm not talking about on a global scale even. I'm talking about even in communities and like small towns and stuff. Yeah, only 10% of the guys get to play. And a lot of times, those guys are quote-unquote bad boys, quote-unquote F-boys, the N-word. And when I say N-word, I'm talking about narcissist, all of that. But the mind-blowing thing about it is, these are the guys getting the most play. And the average Joe, he might get one or two girlfriends and within a 5-year span. That's most guys. Most guys have like 1 or 2, 3 girlfriends in a 4 or 5 year span. Some guys, that's like a 10-year span. So it's You know, a lot of chicks are gonna use that excuse of, oh, men do it too. That's only a small percentage of men. The ones that they're talking about are the guys that get a whole bunch of play, that really have no desire and commitment, right? That's the ones that they're talking about. But now we're seeing a lot of these guys, even your regular Joe Schmoes, they're kind of taking the savage route, because they're like this whole chivalry stuff and acting nice and all of that. It's not working out. Right? And as much as I promote working out and stuff like that, I'm a firm and not an advertiser, but I'm a advocate of working out. Okay, now you see a lot of these guys starting to work out, starting to build these physiques, starting to tweak their personalities. You know, a lot of them got hurt by a chick because, like I said, let me get back to it. When a lot of young ladies, and not all, but a lot of young ladies, when they're younger, they think they view men as like a toy. Okay, they view him as like a utility almost. And it's harsh to say, but this is exact. Look, a lot of them are gonna deny this, but it's true. It's facts. You know, they're like, oh, I'm gonna have this guy here, and I'm gonna have a sugar daddy here, and I'm gonna have this guy here, and I'm just gonna mess with this guy one night and ghost him, and then hop on to the next guy because I don't care, right? A lot of them think like that. A lot of them do. Not all, but a lot, unfortunately. So a lot of average men are seeing this, and they're like, okay, you know what? All this chivalry and all that good stuff, F that. Bam. They start hitting the gym. They start getting their little swag up. Now all of a sudden they're not so nice no more. You know, they're not so chivalry and all that, holding the doors open and stuff like that. And what they do, they end up doing pretty much the same thing. You know, now they're talking to multiple chicks. Now they're ghosting and flaking. You know, all of these videos on TikTok, and these chicks are like, yeah, this guy ghosted me and flaked on me, and all of that stuff. These are a lot of times these are guys that at one point were good men, right? But the chick that they were dealing with, now here's another aspect of this whole men turning savage thing, is they see how the girl is moving, right? They see how she's moving. She's over here talking about, oh yeah, my guy friend this, and yeah, I went on a date with this guy. And she's saying this to the guy that she's talking to. Yeah, they're not official yet, but the guy's just like, oh, okay, so we're on that type of time. We're on that, I got male friends, and I'm going out every weekend and taking Snapchat chats and Instagram stories in the club every day, and damn near every day, and in the section with this guy. Okay, that's how she doing? Okay, for sure. You know, he messes with her, and he has no intention on giving her any type of commitment. You know, on any type of commitment, because he sees how she's moving. And a lot of chicks, man, they think it's fun and games. You know, they think it's fun and games. The world is my oyster. I'm gonna do whatever I want. I got all these guys under the palm of my hand. You know, and until their late 20s start creeping up. And am I saying, because I know I get some guys, oh, there's some older cougars and MILFs and stuff. Am I saying that they're not attractive? I'm not saying that at all. But to be quite frank, they're, you know, the older, and this is harsh reality, the older a woman gets, right, the harder it is for her to find someone to get in a relationship with. Notice I said a relationship. I never said nothing about smashing. Because fellas, we all know that, you know, if I'm not single no more, obviously, but to my single fellas, y'all know, if you see a fine 30-year-old, you're not gonna say no. You ain't finna pass it up. But as far as like commitment wise, you're gonna be thinking real hard about it. Like, I don't know. My younger guys, you feel what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, I don't know. So it gets harder, and a lot of guys are, you know, they're not putting up with a lot of nonsense anymore, because what they'll do is they'll peep out how a chick is moving. You know, they'll peep out if she's constantly on social media taking thirst traps and going to clubs every weekend. They'll peep that stuff out, and unfortunately, not all, like I said, not all, but a large majority of young ladies have that kind of a type of lifestyle. Now, this is not to say that there's not young ladies out there that are good. You know, I'm not saying that whatsoever, that don't partake in that type of foolishness. But yeah, they start seeing that and they're like, okay, I'm just gonna play it how it go, because I'm not some kind of utility. I'm not some kind of object. And they start doing the same thing. Now they going to clubs. Now they doing the whole F-boy type of deal. Now the dudes is all up on social media, you know, flexing and stuff like that, and he getting DMs from young ladies. You know, so anyway, just the observation, guys. Peace.